Hey, man, this is Patrick Long from Miramar, Florida calling.
Patrick,
Good to
what's
be with
going
you
on, man?
again.
What's on your mind?
I'm I'm doing all right. I'm very glad to hear you bring this topic up because I'm shocked at how many Democrats do not realize that Trump isn't a one-off.
No.
What I mean by that is that, to me, this is the first of successive elections we're going to have. We're going to have lesser of two evils. Because even everyone's saying we have to vote to stop Trump, which I agree. I don't want to see Trump get the presidency.
Hmm.
But even if we're successful, and I grant you that, all those voters who
They're not
voted for
going
Trump
anywhere,
aren't
man.
just going to disappear.
Exactly.
They're not going anywhere. So they're not going to self-moderate and say, you know what, we went too far this time. Let's bring it back towards the center or bring it back towards the center right. They're going to elect someone comparable. I don't know if it's Cruz. I don't know, but it's going to be someone of that ilk. So they're
And
going to
that's
do that, and we're
and
going to
I
get
don't
the
mean to
same
cut you off,
cycle.
Patrick, but that's if
Go ahead.
Donald Trump loses, right? Imagine if
And
Donald Trump wins.
Right. I'm giving you the best case scenario. He's losing. I'm sure how the best case scenario really isn't even that great of a scenario for the future of our country. Because even if Trump loses and Hillary Clinton wins, and they nominate someone else, and we have to choose lesser of two evils, I fear that the Republicans are going to constantly elect someone very far-wing, and it's going to give almost a perpetual
Victory.
cover for the Democrats in
Exactly.
perpetuity. This is going to be a neoliberalism over and over, and I genuinely, I mean this with all sincerity, I'm being hyperbolic, I don't know how to break that cycle.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, Republicans, their extreme nature isn't going anywhere, so I genuinely don't know how to break this cycle.
But I
So
think
that's my call to your
that's a
comment
great
on YouTube.
Yeah, man, that's a great observation. I like that because that's the problem I have with this, right? The Republicans have given us a candidate that is so ridiculous that I mean, we can't not talk about him. Like when we talk about him, we can't talk about policy and policy positions and we can't talk about the absurdity of the tax code. We actually are required to talk about, is this person sane? Is he coherent? And that does give cover to the Democrats in perpetuity. If Republicans keep doing this, they are going to keep, and this goes back to something George W. Bush said. George W. Bush said that he fears that this is going to be that he was the last Republican president of his lifetime. That gives the Democratic Party a blank pass to do whatever they want. And this is what I said. I've said this many times. It's bad enough we only have two parties. We cannot have one viable party and one insane party. If we don't have two viable parties, we're not even capable of having policy conversations. All we could talk about is how insane the other ones are. And let's be real. The motherfuckers are insane. Like, some of the stuff they're proposing to do, whether they can accomplish it or not, the things that are in their platform, they are insane. And it would be a shame on us not to see them as an equal. If you think Hillary Clinton and her neoliberalism and her neocon foreign policy is a threat, it would be a shame on you to not see Donald Trump as an equal threat, because he is equally neoliberal. He is an equally neoconservative, and mainly because he is incoherent and doesn't have any policies of his own other than I just want power, which translates into somebody else is going to be writing his policy. Somebody else is going to be writing his economic platform. Somebody else is going to be leading the charge on his foreign policy. And we're going to get some of this. So you cannot look at one. If you don't want to choose between the lesser of two evils, you have to at least identify them as equal evils, because unless you're going to come on here and try to convince me, and I'm waiting on that phone call for somebody to try to convince me why Donald Trump would actually be better than Hillary Clinton.